Okay, so now I hear the feedback. Now it's live. Anyway.
Oh, okay. No, that was our last video. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
what?
That
Okay.
was the video we just did before this. Okay, sorry. I thought that was us. I'm like, wait, what?
That's okay. All right, so bear with me. So this is kind of an impromptu video here. Carol.
Okay, what do we want to talk about?
Yeah, so the title of the slide is actually how are people dealing with the coronavirus stress?
Okay, let's do
Everyone has a different way. And you're in Delaware. Introduce yourself, Carol.
Let's do it. Collaborate. Oh my God, Brian's gonna be like, these bitches. I've created monsters. They're fucking everywhere now.
Carol, introduce yourself, girl.
Oh, are we live? Oh,
yeah.
Hi, everybody, I'm Carol. I'm here in Delaware. I'm a professional realtor here in Delaware. I'm with Remax Premier Properties, member of Team First Aid Properties here in Delaware. Thanks for having me, Paula.
You're welcome, Carol. And so this is Paula Ponte. I'm with eXp Realty in Florida. And I wanted to talk about a little bit of a controversial topic. Even Carol and I differ in our opinions just ever so slightly with it. However, even I'm not as extreme as some people. But the coronavirus is obviously a hot topic, and everyone's mindset is a little bit different. And I wanted to just kind of share your honest opinion about the coronavirus. Go ahead, your honest opinion.
Talk about the hot seat.
Yeah. I'm going to share mine. I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to share mine.
This is not a popular opinion, but
I know. It's okay.
I think that we are 100%. We have taken this way too far. This is a matter of common sense. You know, the CDC says social distancing, wash your hands, wear gloves. If you practice all the proper procedures of safety, you should be fine. You know, to shut down the entire world to me was a little extreme, but I'm on that side of the spectrum where I just think this is ridiculous. What about you, Paula?
Well, so my side is that I understand why they shut down the entire world, but I think it's honestly because of not being able to trust people. You know, if you leave it in the hands of people, they're not going to naturally use common sense. I think there's just such a wide variety of people out in the world. So I do think, hands down, it was absolutely needed to shut down the entire world, because we can't put our trust and faith in people. And I don't know about you, but I don't trust people. So, you know, but I agree with you that we absolutely, if we just practice good hygiene, that this would not be a problem. I definitely agree with you, hands down. But not everybody practices good hygiene. So with that, what are we doing? We're spreading a virus like wildflower that shouldn't have to be spread. And now we have to be under control of a government to make sure that we are being safe and maintaining good hygiene.
Okay, so you're saying spread like wildfire. Like,
yeah,
you know me, right? I'm a numbers person, and I'm looking, and I'm like, it is not like wildfire. Like, oh my God, there's, you know, I think we have 47,000 cases in America, which, okay, 47,000 when you say that by itself is a lot. But there are 327 million people in this country. So maybe that's my way of coping. Maybe that's my coping mechanism, is to try and small in my mind. So that way I don't freak out. Like, I don't know. But what I do know is when I look at it, when I say, okay, here's a snapshot. We have how many cases are in America? So I don't know. I'm trying to look up.
It's like 370,000 people.
Okay, so I'm going to go with that number because I'm trying to look it up real quick right now. I know there's 327 million. So if there's 300,000 cases, like, I'm that jerk off. I'm going to go, okay, let's take a look.
Carol,
it's like you have a 9% chance of getting this. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I have a better chance of getting hit by a car. Like,
right. But
those go down a lot when you wash your hands, when you wear gloves, when you're practicing social distancing. So I just think this can be, it doesn't need to be as dramatic. You know what else I really hate?
What's that?
I hate that we only hear the negative spin of it. We don't hear, you know, when I was looking at the statistics the other day, they were saying there's like an over 80% chance of survival, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we have, you know, I think there was a couple hundred like really severe cases.
Mhm.
But that was in comparison to the 40,000 or whatever it was overall cases, that it was like such a small amount were so severe. And it's sad for that small amount, but in the big picture, like, you have people panicking right now.
Yes.
People are literally afraid. My husband had to go to the store. He was trying to go down the one aisle, and this lady ran out of the aisle.
Oh my God.
Because my husband had to walk down the aisle. Like, you have people in legit panic mode right now.
Yes.
Oh, simply over the presentation of the information.
Yeah.
If you give people the information without putting such a negative spin on it, I think it has a different outcome. But they're just like, oh my God, the world is ending. The sky is falling. Man, the sky ain't falling.
That's your favorite saying.
That's my favorite saying. The sky is not falling. And I say it all the time, like, the sky isn't falling. Like,
Yeah.
disease in the world, it's been in the world since the beginning of man. Like, it's part of the process, So, yeah, the sky isn't falling.
So let me talk about something else that you said that was kind of important. That everybody is responding to it just differently. That's one of the things that I'm seeing, obviously out in the world. And I feel like there's a right way and a wrong way to respond to this. And I think the absolute right way is to not panic, and not be stressed out about it. And the reason why is, in all honesty, the stress will kill you before the virus does.
So many things are going to kill you before this virus does.
What'd you say?
I said, there's so many things that are going to kill you before this virus does. Like, come on, get it together, people.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I just feel bad. I do feel bad for the people who are panicking.
Yes, I feel terrible for them, because it's not a way to live your life. I think we have to try to look on the bright side. And there are so many people I understand that are sick, that are losing their lives in a short period of time. So I'm not taking away from that,
Right.
like, out of all due respect, New York, they're going through, I know somebody who mentioned that he's either known or indirectly known at least 20 people up to this point that have passed away, because of the virus.
Yeah.
So I know in small little pockets and populations, this is a bigger problem, but still, in all reality, to live your life, like where you are in Delaware, there's like maybe 700 people, dying with it. To live in fear, for your population to live in fear is just crazy. And
can
I just at the end of this tunnel, right? Don't you think?
Well, I do. So, you know what? It was Newsweek, I believe, and I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up real quick, but I think it was Newsweek. They're starting to report states that are on the flip side now. So what's that?
Really?
Yeah, and Delaware was one of those states.
Mm.
So Delawareans are really taking it serious here, that we need to social distance. Like, some are panicking and running out of aisles, but there are those of us who are keeping our heads about us, going about life and maintaining social distancing, wearing gloves when we leave the house. I do have a mask that I wear that I made, like, it's cloth, and I put a napkin in there. But I just feel like if you're taking the right precautions, you're going to be fine. But the thing is that now we're starting to flatten. We should start seeing a decrease in cases. And yeah, we had some sad deaths here, but I think it was primarily out of, unfortunately, a nursing home.
Oh, wow.
That was, I couldn't imagine if that was one of my parents, I would be devastated. So
my
heart definitely goes out to those people. My heart goes out to anybody who's lost a loved one during this time. But at the same time, I also want to say, just try to stay level-headed.
Yes, that right there is it. You got to stay level-headed, because panic is not going to get you anywhere. I mean, you're already dealing with a crazy situation, and then to add fear, anxiety, and just be in panic mode is just going to kind of compound that with just mass hysteria, and we don't need that.
Right, and you just want to try and not let that happen to you.
Yeah.
And on the other side of that, look at the world today. I mean, there's a lot of people who they get to work from home right now, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
spending with your kids.
The sky ain't falling because people are working from home. So that's. Oh, I feel so bad for the parents who are doing homeschooling for the.
But you know what? The kids, I think, are loving it. They're not loving being away from their friends, but deep down inside, they're loving all the quality time that they're getting with their parents.
With their parents, exactly.
Yeah. So I think there are some silver, linings there.
I would love to discuss the silver linings, because I think that one of the biggest silver linings right now is that America has finally taken a breath.
Yep.
And people are home with their families.
That's right.
You're getting to spend quality time with your spouse, quality time with your children. You're getting to spend quality time with yourself.
Yes.
Just take a breath.
Absolutely.
Because we spend so much time go, 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 go. And now you actually have time. You know, it's somebody said the other day, I will never lie to myself again about, oh, I'll do that when I have time.
That's right. That's right. Tell me about it.
We all had that list. Oh, if I only had the time. Well, you have the time now. So did it get done? I found that really amusing. But I do think that's a big silver lining.
Yes. And you know what else? I went to Walmart the other day.
Okay.
And I had to pick up a couple of things. And so it was essential that I went there myself. I am an essential employee, so I'm allowed to go out and do some things I need to do for my job. So, yeah. So I went to Walmart and I went to the board game section and I went to the bike section. And the bikes were sold out.
Oh.
And the board games were almost sold out.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that a great problem?
That's a wonderful problem.
You don't even see that in Christmas time.
No, you don't. And, you know, so the other day I had to go out again. I'm essential here in Delaware. And I saw a family in the front yard, all around. And I actually paused when I saw that because I thought, man, it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Wow.
And I mean, they were super engaged with one another. Like, I don't even think they realized I was watching. That's how engaged they all were in what they were doing. And it was like quality time with that family right there in that moment. And it was nice to be privileged to get to see that, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, when we were kids, that was the norm.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what do you think about the parents out there that are experiencing this level of fear and anxiety?
Yeah.
How it's kind of trickling down and impacting their kids?
I'm just going to say we're a product of our environment.
Right.
You're going to teach your children to live in fear of everything. That's probably not a good way for them to grow up, you know?
Right.
You know, I'm the extreme side of the case, though. So what do you think? I mean, you used to be a teacher.
Yes. Yes.
How do you think that's going to impact those children?
I think it's going to impact those children hugely. You know, I'm in my household, I think we're a little bit split. My husband, who's usually pretty cool, calm, and collective about everything, I think is very, very, very cautious. So if I have to go somewhere and he's going to be like, you're going to give us the corona, honey. You know, I'm like, you know, just chill. I'm taking my precautions. I'm doing the right thing here.
Right.
But my daughter who's home, she's a little bit more panicked. Like if she's going to be 15. She does not want to hang out with her friends, which I wouldn't let her. I mean, because we do need to practice social distancing, right? Yeah. But she doesn't have the desire to. Every time I leave the house, she's like, Mom, why are you going out? You're going to give us the corona. So there is some level of anxiety in her mind, even though my level, I'm trying to really keep it that, hey, listen, we're going to be okay. We just have to do X, Y, and Z. My husband's a little bit more up there, I think, with his level of anxiety about it. Mm-hmm. But then I have a 25-year-old son who, you know, you've met him.
Good guy.
He's cool, calm, and collective about this whole darn thing. He's just like, yeah, whatever. It's all about what your mind thinks, you know.
Yeah,
he doesn't care. He should care a little bit. I do believe he should care a little bit, but he doesn't. So I think that's what we're experiencing in the world, though. But it's because of people like my son that we have to be on this stay put order. I mean, that's really the way that I feel. Like it's people like him that have this mindset, like they're invincible and it's all about, you know, your mind and I'm not going to get it. And there's so many people out in the world like that. And I think that because of that and because of what scientists know about this virus and how quickly it's, you know, just
the not me syndrome.
What's that?
The not me syndrome.
Yes, the not me syndrome. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, well, I think there is a little bit of differences in terms of like how it's transmitted, you know, because they're saying this could live on different surfaces for hours. Mm-hmm. You know, you just cough and you have a cold where that dies pretty instantaneously. But like this can like live on surfaces for hours. And I think people just started panicking. They're like, oh my God. Meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, that really, because I'm going to be this person. You know, there's like bugs in your pillow, right? Like,
I know, right? In your bed bugs. I got too much. Absolutely.
you know, I'm just being the doo-doo head about that, but I'm just like, you know, there's other things that you should also be concerned about that you never think about.
That's right. Absolutely.
So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And then I hear, so then the other thing that comes up is people using gloves out in public.
Mm-hmm.
So people are using gloves to protect their hands, right?
Right.
But then they're using those gloves for like everything. So they go into the supermarket, they've got the gloves on, and then you see them get into their car, drive with their gloves on. And then they probably, I'm going to assume, go into their house and they still got the gloves on and then decide to take them off for after like 10 minutes. So it's like, okay, what good were those gloves right there? Unless you're taking them off after like every use, like a doctor would or a nurse would, you know, they go into a patient's room, they have one pair of gloves on and they take those off. Like they don't walk around with the same gloves everywhere they go.
Like the doctor wouldn't come in the room and see me after seeing the other patient with the same gloves on. It's just like, yeah, no problem, Carol. No one squirt of sanitizer. You're fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to
this person has, you know, whatever going on. And so because you two have the same thing, we're going to use the same gloves. Not so much.
You know, it's interesting. There actually is a right way and a wrong way to take the gloves off too. So
there is. Inside out, right? You peel them on. I used to be in the medical profession before I was a teacher. You probably don't even know that about me.
I don't.
No.
You're supposed to start at the top. Here,
yeah, and
peel one back, and then under and peel it back. So you're not actually. So it's funny because everybody's like, there are people running around with gloves on and they're actually doing it wrong. It's like,
right.
But whatever. At least they're trying to be safe. It's
and
people are just walking around coughing on you like well, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what do you think about the whole mask thing? Have you been using a mask when going out?
That's a new development in my life. Just in the last week, I had a thing. I didn't want to wear it, you know. I'm like, but my husband's like, you know, and he's like, I don't want you bringing the Rona home. And
I'm so your husband's like where my husband is about it now.
And I'll tell you what, my poor husband, I feel so bad. He has cabin fever so bad. He's like going out of his mind. He has not left the house literally since it started. So he finally yesterday got up and just went out for a couple of hours. He went to PetSmart, got some stuff for the dogs, you know, and he actually took the one dog with him and went to the park and just went for a walk because he just needed to get out of the house. He's going stir crazy. And he was the one when he came home. He's like, I can't believe how some people are so panicked. He's like, you know, he was telling me how the lady ran out of the aisle when he walked down the aisle, and he felt bad for her, you know, and rightfully so. Like, how sad could you imagine living in that kind of fear? So what about Florida? How are things where you are? Like, is there a lot of Rona cases going on down there? Or
yeah, well, you know, the state of Florida, I think we're up to, I want to say the numbers have hit 16,000 now.
Okay.
Polk County, Florida, which is where I live, we are over 200 cases, but under 250, like I think between 200 and 225 cases.
Okay.
From what I understand, the hospitals have 33% of the patients. They are 33% full or something, or overfull, something. I actually forget exactly what that statistic is, but my friend works in the hospital, and so she definitely said there's, you know, the beds are definitely starting to fill up a little bit more than, you know, usual. But I think they're still okay. Down south, however, Miami, we're up to like in Miami, they've got like over 5,000 people just in Miami. So it's just those little pockets that become like the epicenters of, you know, of this situation. It just kind of goes to show you, though, how, number one, you know, populated those areas are. If you look at Florida as a whole, I think there's one county right now that doesn't have any cases, and it's Liberty County. And I bet you that there's probably lots of space between people, and, you know, they probably don't have any major cities going on, and their supermarkets probably have like 5 people in it at a time, you know, or something crazy like that. That you go into Miami and, you know, you're waiting online probably 10 people long every single day of the week to get groceries. So, and people are right on top of each other. So that makes a huge difference. And the numbers show that New York City, I mean,
oh my God. New York City is actually the one place I really do feel sorry for them,
Yes.
Just because New York City has a massive population, like there's such a dense population in the little area. I don't even know how they practice social distancing in that state. Yeah. When I go to New York and I visit, you know how it is. There's people on top of people on top. Like they're just, you're brushing out, shoulders with everybody as you're walking down the street. There is no such thing as social distancing.
Absolutely.
I have no idea how they're going to contain it in New York. It really breaks my heart because it's so many people in a small area. Mm-hmm. I don't live in New York, but I've heard, right? So third-party information could be wrong, but I've heard like even their living arrangements, they can have a couple of different roommates living in one-bedroom apartments.
Yeah.
So even their living situations aren't conducive to social distancing.
Right.
I'm just like, oh, I don't know what their solution is. Like they just need to sanitize the whole city. Like I feel so bad for New York.
I do. New York is my hometown, and I feel super bad for them. My brother lives in New York. My cousin lives in New York City, in Manhattan. A lot of my family's in the 5 boroughs. I've got a couple of family members in Long Island. So yeah, like I'm hearing firsthand experiences from what some of them are going through. A lot of friends that I have there. I feel bad. I really do. Speaking of sanitizing the whole city, and I don't know if they're doing this in New York, but did you read the article about drones and how they're going to be using drones to sanitize major cities in I think it's in other countries. Yeah, they're going to actually use drones. The kind of, how they come around and spray for mosquitoes. I don't know if they do that in Delaware, but here in Florida, there's so many lakes, and like they're actually trying to use it for drones for sanitizing. So
that's interesting.
It's pretty cool.
Welcome to 2020.
Exactly.
If this was 1918, like half the population would be wiped out. Nobody would even understand you got to wash your hands. They didn't even know what that meant. Like here in 2020, and they're going to use drones.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that though, because in 1918, I think that was the last time we've had a major pandemic, and it was a flu also, and 500 million people contracted the flu. I believe. I think it was 500 million people.
Which flu was that? Did it have a special name?
I think not the Spanish flu. I can't
remember. Making full history lesson.
You're gonna pull up history, okay?
The flu of 1918. Let's see what comes up.
Yeah, but we didn't have the medicine that we have today, right? But we also didn't have the number of people that we have today and the overcrowded areas. So there's like all these different things. Yeah, we've got more medicine, but we also got more people. They probably had a lot more ability to keep things in check and keep things in control.
And I think it's, when you think about the time difference, you're talking about 102 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like we know to wash our hands now. We know to take showers. We know to clean our clothing. We know to brush our teeth. Like there are so many things about hygiene that we know now. The fact that we couldn't contain this faster is a little embarrassing.
It is, yes. And I hope moving forward, because people in society are saying life is never going to be the same. There's going to be no more normal. You know what? I disagree. I think there is going to be a normal, but it just may look a little bit different. And that difference is going to be a good difference. It's not going to be a bad difference.
It's going to be people being mindful of other people.
Yes, mindful of distance, space, and mindful of doing simple things like washing your hands. Like, come on, be clean.
How is it 2020 and we have to tell people to wash their hands? Like, wash your goddamn hands!
You tell them, Carol.
I swear to God, the CDC has a video on how to do it if you're not sure.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Say the alphabet, as we used to say in school.
And here's the other thing, like there's parts of your hands, like when you're just doing this, like you have to make sure you get your thumbs, right? And the top here, you got to make sure you do that.
Hey, don't doctors and nurses kind of go a little bit past their wrist, right?
Surgical scrub, right?
There was an activity we used to do with kids where you'd put a glitter and is a little bit of glue or something, and you rub it all over their hands, and then you hot soap and water, not warm soap and water, and then have them wash it off, and just to see how hard it is to get off all of that. And then if you let them touch everywhere, right? How much that's spread? That little piece of glitter, that's your germs.
And here you are, it's 2020. We got to teach adults this now. Why? For goddamn hands.
Absolutely.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. So that any one thing you get out of this video, wash your hands.
We should make a chant. We need a cheer. Give me a W. Give me an A. One, two, give me an SH. Wash your goddamn hands.
Oh gosh. But listen, Carol, I appreciate a little bit of the meeting today on, the right way to think about the coronavirus. And, just us putting positive vibes out there for people. I think that we have to just try to keep in mind that silver lining, good things are going to happen. Life isn't the sky's not falling, world's not ending, and we are going to prosper, and businesses are going to come back. People are going to have cabin fever and get out there and do their thing, and life will go on, and it will be okay.
Exactly.
But we can't sit here and have the opposite thoughts, because you know what? If that's how you're going to feel, then that's what's going to happen to you.
Right.
Essentially, that's it. Yeah, all there. It's all there. All right, Carol, thanks so much. And I will definitely talk to you soon.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.